sports, science and technology. To see was 3.5 million people traveled to New Delhi from around the world in 3 days, including Prime Minister Modi paying the highest respect to Mr. Shri Shri Ravi Shankar is astonishing and impressive. It is not only my wish, but that of all citizens living in this beautiful world to learn from Mr. Shri Shri Ravi Shankar's deep spiritual teachings and to lead the world to a happier place. Our Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has asked me to relay a message. Prime Minister Abe says, I sincerely hope we can spread world peace through art of living and Mr. Shri Shri Ravi Shankar. The most essential ideology underlying our Japanese culture is a spirit of war, the spirit of harmony and coexistence. Japan, along with all of my friends here today, will contribute to world peace. With my experience as a Japanese Minister of Education, I too will promise to work with every one of you here as a WCF to further the spirit of coexistence and mutual prosperity from Japan to the world. Today, March 11th, marks the 5th year since the Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami. By your generous support, the revitalization of the disaster-stricken area is progressing steadily. I would like to express appreciation once again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shimomura-san. And from Japan, we go all the way to South America, to the beautiful country of Suriname, and welcome His Excellency Mr. Ashwin Adin, the Vice President of Suriname, to share his few thoughts with us.
Atmiya sister and brothers, Sadar Supreme Namaskar. The beautiful country where I come from, Suriname, is the most plural and culturally diverse nation in the Western Hemisphere. Suriname, I always feel, has a unique opportunity and duty to fulfill, together with many more nations who each day have to deal with the growing plurality and cultural diversity. we have the opportunity and duty to carry out the message and inspiration given in the Upanishads. A message that has already been practiced for times immemorial on this Punya Bhumi called Bharat, and thus is justly referred to as the Vishwa Guru, the Guru of the world. It is a message and practice of the Upanishads that we need to adopt. That is, that a national society, although plural and diverse in many ways, be it cultures, traditions, languages or ideals, can still evolve as one nation on a cooperative basis with mutual understanding and following the principles of interdependence, not serving selfish interests, but elevating each other, hereby prospering economically and socially as one entity while still preserving the beauty and value of its diverse cultures, religions and traditions. And when we apply this approach transnationally and globally in our bilateral and multilateral relations and platforms through policy and practice, I feel we get the practical application of the Mahavakya called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. In our own separate realities as societies, we have our distinct challenges. But one thing is certain, that one question seems to be challenging everyone. Why man lacks psychology? Because man is always busy with him or herself, and we are blinded by the veil of our lower nature that prevents us to see what plays in the heads and the hearts of others. Even when one loves, it prevents us to see the other. And still, we are surprised when we see sudden changes with our wife, husband, children or friends. Changes that we could not foresee. Only those who master the lower nature and enable themselves to lose their self-interest can really know and understand the other. From this perspective, this global event, the World Cultural Festival, with the blessings from Pujaniya Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji, is thus an exemplary one. My hope is that this may serve as an important stepping stone towards the rise above our lower natures and above our individual consciousnesses as individuals and as nations, which will make one indeed proclaim the Sanskrit adagium with full conviction, Udara Charitanam tu Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. He has become so broad that the world has become his family. Om Tat Sat. Dhanyavad. Thank you.
गुरुदेव की एक पुकार से आज इतने लोग यहां इकट्ठा हुए हैं, ये अपने में एक चमत्कार ही है ना? और पूरे विश्व से हमारे पास बहुत से संदेश भी आए हैं। माननीय कनाडा के प्रधानमंत्री जी का, फिलीपींस के राष्ट्रपति का, माननीय यूके के प्रधानमंत्री जी का भी संदेश आया है। और अब हम कोलंबिया के राष्ट्रपति हिज एक्सेलेंसी हुआन मैनुअल जी का संदेश वीडियो के माध्यम से दिखाना चाह रहे थे, लेकिन वीडियो स्क्रीन अभी चल नहीं रही है पानी की वजह से, तो मैं अनुरोध करूंगा कि उनका ऑडियो संदेश चलाया जाए।
Dear friends of the Worldwide Family for Peace, I want to join you from Colombia in this great celebration, in this gathering of visitors from all around the world to promote human values and all those things that enlighten human life on this earth. Sri Sri Ravi Shankar and the Art of Living Foundation are heralds of peace in a planet tormented by conflicts and violence. He teaches us that happiness and peace dwell inside us, and that we only need to connect with them in order to live our true essence. I met with Sri Sri Ravi Shankar in Bogota, our capital city, in June of last year, and I had a great joy of speaking with him about the efforts we are making in our country to end, hopefully very soon, an internal armed conflict that has lasted more than 50 years. Later on, with my consent, he met in Havana, in Cuba, with the negotiators of the FARC guerrillas and urged them to follow the Gandhian principle of nonviolence and to cultivate the art of meditation and breathing. Today, I want to thank him for this effort. I want to say to this worldwide family gathered in New Delhi that in my country we are determined, we are convinced to move forward toward peace. In Colombia, we are promoting a culture of tolerance, of compassion, of harmony, because we want to have an increasingly fair and more equal society. We have suffered for too long. We have lived stuck in the vicious circle of fear and hatred. Today we say, no more fear, no more hatred. We want the happiness that is only provided by inner peace to be reflected in our lives, in the lives of all the Colombian people and of the people around the world over. Namaste.
We have had an outpouring of messages from all around the world, where world leaders are congratulating the Art of Living Foundation and the efforts of Gurudev in bringing peace and social development at the grassroots level in their countries. And continuing with the messages, we are now honored to invite His Royal Highness Sheikh Nayan bin Mubarak Al Nayan, Minister of Culture, Youth and Social Development from the United Arab Emirates, to share his thoughts.
Dear Prime Minister Modi, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, distinguished guests, esteemed members of the One World family, let me begin by expressing my profound thanks and gratitude to you, Mr. Prime Minister, for presiding over this important festival that reflects your enlightened vision for a better, more peaceful and more prosperous world. I am honored to relay to you, Mr. Prime Minister, and to the people of India, the warmest greetings and best wishes from your friends in the United Arab Emirates. Today, my colleagues and I are proud to be part of you, the One World family. Like you, I hope that our family will one day embrace the world's entire population. The One World family will be complete when everyone, everywhere, finally understands the moral necessity of a culture of knowledge, understanding, kindness, and respect. That is the culture inherent in the vision of Sri Sri Shankar and his conviction that, and I quote, love and wisdom can prevail over hatred and violence. That is the culture enabled and supported by Prime Minister Modi. That is a culture of peace. But we all know that the culture of peace does not flourish easily. We all know that we may never wholly overcome every opponent to this important goal in our lifetime. But we have not gathered at the World Culture Festival to surrender. We have come to celebrate our commitment to the art of living and an ever-growing one world family. We have come to be inspired in our struggle toward that noble goal. This culture of peace and harmony was described by Mahatma Gandhi when he wrote that no culture can live if it attempts to be exclusive. The first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, echoed the same sentiment by saying, and that I quote, "All the nations and peoples are too closely knit together today for any one of them to imagine that it can live apart. Peace is solid, to be indissoluble. So is freedom. So is prosperity. Now and also is disastrous in this one world that can no longer be split into isolated fragments. Prime Minister Modi has reinvigorated the ideals of Gandhi and Nehru. Last year, he averred that his government believes there is truth in all religions. We consider that the freedom to have, to retain, and to adopt a religion or belief is a personal choice of a citizen. The Prime Minister re-emphasized those same views to journalists from the Time magazine in New Delhi when he described the philosophy of his government in these stirring words: together with all, progress for all. The United Arab Emirates is as one with Prime Minister Modi commitment, and we are as one with Sri Ravi Shankar and the one world family. When our nation's founder, the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, united the Emirates in 1971, he explicitly expressed his attitude toward the conduct of foreign relations. Finished? Okay, last one. We have a duty as heads of state responsible for their people to deal with one another, the basis of tolerance, compassion, and dialogue, rather than confrontation, wars, and destruction. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Highness. We have a big family from the United Arab Emirates who is here with us. And along with all the people here, we are together 155 countries. We have 134 countries joining us online via live webcast. So from UAE, we go to the beautiful Latin American countries. Bienvenido to all our Latino friends. Let's celebrate the beautiful Latin culture with a song by a musical icon from Argentina, Patricia Sosa, joined by 500 musicians.